The night was thick with an unnatural stillness as Jake, an Uber driver looking to make some extra cash, navigated the desolate streets of a forgotten town. The dim glow of flickering streetlights cast eerie shadows on the dilapidated buildings, giving the area an unsettling ambiance. A new ride request popped up on Jake's screen, directing him to a remote part of town that seemed to have been erased from the map. Hesitant but motivated by the promise of a hefty fare, he followed the GPS instructions that led him deeper into the darkness. As the car wound its way through narrow, winding roads, the GPS signal became erratic, and the headlights barely penetrated the thick curtain of fog that enveloped the surroundings. Jake's nerves were on edge, but he pressed on, determined to reach his destination. Eventually, the GPS announced, "You have arrived." But all Jake could see was an abandoned mansion looming in the mist. Its windows were shattered, and the once grand facade now exuded an ominous energy. A shiver ran down Jake's spine, but the allure of a generous tip kept him from fleeing. Just as he was about to cancel the ride and speed away, a figure emerged from the shadows. A tall, gaunt man with hollow eyes approached the car. The stranger's voice, as cold as the night, whispered, "Thank you for coming. I've been waiting for you." The hairs on Jake's neck stood on end as the passenger got into the back seat. The man wore a tattered suit, and his icy gaze never wavered from Jake's reflection in the rearview mirror. The destination, according to the app, was an address that didn't exist. The car crawled through the fog, and an oppressive silence settled within the vehicle. Jake tried to break the tension with small talk, but the passenger remained stoic, fixated on the road ahead. With each passing moment, the atmosphere became increasingly surreal. As they approached an ancient cemetery, the GPS insisted they were getting closer to the phantom destination. The passenger's eyes gleamed with an otherworldly light, and a voice echoed through the car, not from the speaker, but from the very air itself. "You can't escape now. You're part of this journey." Terrified, Jake attempted to slam on the brakes, but the car continued to drift through the cemetery gates, which swung open with a ghostly creak. The gravestones seemed to whisper tales of long-forgotten souls, and the shadows danced in unsettling patterns on the tombstones. The passenger spoke again, his voice now a haunting chorus of distant whispers. "I've been waiting for a driver like you, a soul willing to transport the lost to their final destination." Suddenly, the headlights illuminated a spectral procession of passengers, all with hollow eyes like the man in the back seat. They materialized from the mist, reaching out with ethereal hands toward Jackie, their faces contorted in silent anguish. Paralyzed by fear, Jake realized he had become a conduit for the departed, ferrying them to an otherworldly realm. The car moved forward, guided by an unseen force, as the chorus of whispers grew louder, enveloping him in a cacophony of sorrow. The journey continued into the unknown, the boundaries between the living and the dead blurring in the fog. The horror of that night would forever haunt Jake, the Uber driver who unwittingly became a charioteer for the souls lost in the shadows.